So guys, finally we are meeting again after I think 2 weeks. Let's everyone join this live discussion and then we'll start. Let's wait for another few minutes. Okay, guys, meanwhile you guys are joining, let's discuss few things. So today I arranged one webinar and it was in the morning from 10 a.m. to 12 basically. And what happened in this webinar, if some of you have just joined this webinar, it was very much interesting because different working professionals from different companies, people from LabCorp, Lilly, IQVIA, different companies, they have joined this webinar and they have shared their knowledge. So in this webinar, there are two types of audience. One was the mentors who were working professionals and another was students. Okay. And the mentors have taken the questions of students. So let's suppose if one student have asked, for an example, one student have asked this question, sir, what is the requirement? What is the trend of requirement of tools? Like one of the student asked, like in my training institute, they are telling me to learn SAS as well, R as well, Python as well, and Pinnacle as well. So do I have to learn all this? Is it mandatory? So what we have done, like let's suppose if 6 mentors were there, all of the 6 mentors one by one, they have given their opinion on this. They have given their on experience to the student, like what is the actual requirement. So most of them have answered that Pinnacle is not needed. If you have SAS and R, that is enough. But if you want to add, you can add Python. So SAS and Clinical and R, this much is enough, but you can add Python, but Pinnacle as a fresher is not needed. So similarly, getting this idea from 5-6 different people who are already working in different CROs. So the level of validation you get as a fresher, the level of clarity you get, that was something very much interesting. Even because I also communicated, after long to working professionals, and like I'm in touch, but not that much, right? I generally don't ask these kind of questions because some of the things I was already aware. But while these discussions are happening, it becomes so much interesting that even I have to participate in all these things. So again, we are going to do a webinar, maybe the end of this month or maybe in the beginning of next month. And I'll surely announce this in the live discussion live as well or by video as well. I have already announced this in one of my video. Okay, now let's take your questions one by one. Prasanna Jeet, hello, how are you? So guys, I can see 6 people are there, but I cannot see the chats. So I think this webinar concept is very much interesting. And now I'm getting to understand because I have arranged this first webinar where students were there and working professionals were there, and the communication was so good. A lot of clarity I also got. And at the end, we did some discussion. Those who are already having some industry experience, and we also got to learn a lot from each of us, like what's going on. So joining the webinars, if you get an opportunity, because seminars are mostly offline, you have to visit that. So it's gonna be like kind of brainstorming, quick brainstorming, hearing the things from different professionals. That is interesting, what I found you should do if you're not doing. See, R Shiny, it's not that much needed, but you should have the knowledge of R. Okay. So it's not something key you should know R Shiny. But if you ask me why R Shiny is needed, so basically in SAS, if you are aware, you might know the macro part, right? So in SAS, macro is used to what we say, automate the task, right? Not the task, the codes. So the codes which can be repeated or which can be automated, we automate it using the macro part, which is there in SAS. Same way, using R Shiny, you can create libraries and you can work more on automations. Okay, so that is what R Shiny gonna help you. Okay, but it is not mandatory that one should know R Shiny to work on the automation part. Having the knowledge of R itself is enough. Okay, let's go to the next question. Let me. Does college CGPA matter in getting shortlisted for interview? If it matters, what is the safe CGPA range? To be frank, the CGPA gonna matter only in the top 10 companies. If you're applying in any trade, in any type of companies, group of companies, the top 10 ones, they're gonna prefer the best candidate in terms of CGPA, in terms of technical skills, in terms of communication. Obviously they have big pockets, right? They're gonna pay you well as well. So they assume the same from you because they're gonna give you good in terms of pay, work-life balance, everything, whatever they can give, they have. So the same they assume from you, that everything you should have best. So yes, they're gonna see, but I feel 70, 65, 75, 70 is enough. Okay, 70, 75 is enough to get eligible even in the top 10s. Okay, but they more focus on the technical. Like if your technicals are clear now, if you have almost 65, 70, so they're gonna easily select you. But even if you have less than 70, 60, you are eligible in other companies. Maybe not the top 5 ones consider you, but what I've seen people with this means whose like overall percentages was less than 65 or less than 70, they got selected in the top ones because their technicals were good. So you can easily assume, but still that if they want the best candidate, they're gonna choose the best, a person with good CGPA and good technicals. But when I see in the hiring pattern, the trend is something like that, that if you are eligible for that role, if you got the interview, so they're gonna judge you on the basis of your interview, the technical knowledge, not on the basis of the CGPA. So once you got the interview, you're going to get selected or rejected on the basis of your technical knowledge and the communication that happened during the interview, not because of CGPA. But I'm assuming some of the companies might reject if they want a candidate with higher CGPA, but this is not what I have seen in CROs. CROs I haven't seen this. They give the opportunity, but if your technicals are well, they're going to select you. May I know how easy, effective using Python create SDM, ADAM, TLF compared to R and SAS? See, in industry, most of the work for SDM, ADAM are happening on SAS and R, and Python is growing. You can say, I can say to be frank, R is growing, not Python, but Python is also, the industry is trying a lot Python, how they can use to do a lot of things using Python. But if you ask me this question, that what if SAS can also create the same level, same data set, same output SAS can also give, R can also give. So what is the benefit we can get using Python? Okay, if using all these three tools we can create, so the benefit is something, it's all about the automation. So why companies move from, like, not moved, why they choose R along with SAS? Because they wanted an open source tool exposure, because SAS is a company and it is closed source, so you cannot do a lot of automation, you cannot try a lot of things, and obviously company needs to pay a big chunk of money to SAS company, because per candidate, per employee they are charging, right? If SAS application is used by 10 people, the SAS company is charging for 10 people, but that is not the case in R is free to use, so company is saving money, and plus they can try a lot. That's the reason the rise of R happened. And with the use of Python, they are believing they can do more in the automation part. Automation plus AI/ML. That is what Python gonna help. Baki, everything is almost same. No as such unique differences. You can easily create the same SDM Adam table listing from SAS, R, and Python. The game from SAS to R is the in R you can try more automation, and plus it is free. So company gonna do cost cutting as well. You're gonna save some money, and that is what the part is. With Python, they gonna maybe assume the AI/ML part. So Akhil, I have applied for company with reference from my cousin, but I not got any update. It's been around more than 15 days. Akhil, what you can do, if you can track that, if you go and open your application, if you have applied through their portal, if you have any tracker, you just track from there, or you can directly reach out to the manager. Sir, there was a position and I have applied for that position. Or you can just reach out to the HR and get the feedback from her, like, I have applied for this position, can I get any update, like till when the screening will be done or the interview will be happening? Okay, can I get any tentative idea or tentative date? So reaching out to manager and talent acquisition team, means the HRs, might gonna help you. And you can take a feedback from your cousin as well, like, can you check with the manager or maybe HR? Okay. Too bad. Basically, which is more reliable and efficient in future, Python or which is more in the future? Guys, you don't need to worry about the tools. What I'm gonna suggest you, that you should remember lifetime, and that's gonna be worthful. Right now, if you are trying to make entry, first learn SAS, then learn clinical part. Means in clinical you should have the knowledge of CDISC, SADM, Adam, and creating table listings. Okay, and you should know like all the documents like protocol, SAP, mock shell, how it's going to be utilized, and how to create data sets. And then you can learn R. Okay, and then if you want to learn Python, that is more than enough. So learning in the software part, learning SAS and R for now, it's enough or more than enough to get selected in any of the companies. Okay, adding Python right now, it is like a hype. Okay, it is like a hype, because there is no limit of learning. There is no limit of learning. There is no limit of adding. So the current requirement is SAS and R, to be frank, and clinical. You should be able to create SDM Adam table listing. That's all. Don't worry about which is good, which is more reliable. That's not your call. Ultimately, company is gonna decide that, right? If company, even if it is like, let's suppose, even if SAS is reliable and companies are choosing R or Python, so you have to focus on that. You have to work using that tool, right? So if companies are telling even R is good, but you have to work on SAS, so you have to work on SAS. So some of the people who are who are having R and Python knowledge, and they have reached me out by asking this, sir, I want to learn SAS because I have given some of the interview, and they have asked me the knowledge of SAS, but I'm not having the knowledge of SAS. So this is how the funda starts. Basically you should start learning with SAS, then clinical, and then R, and that's enough. That makes you eligible to be there in any of the company, to crack any of the top companies interview. I hope this is clear. Don't don't engage too much in that confusion of SAS or R or Python. For now, learn SAS and R. Okay, and the max you want to add Python as well. How to make resume? Please make a video on this. I think I already have made a video on resume. Maybe I can create a playlist, Ashika. And second thing, maybe I can create a fresh video in 2025 how to create a resume for statistical programmer role. And Boni sir, please tell me up to top five companies like No Nordisk, Novartis, Lilly, Fortria, right? So these can be five. Like there are many companies, right? These are one of the top 10. The name I have taken. Okay. Many freshers struggle to get entry call without referral. Can you tell some of the tip to maximize the chance of getting entry call as a fresher? So this is what I'm not able to spell your name correctly. So this is what we have discussed in today's webinar. So we are going to arrange a webinar, guys, at the end of this month for sure once again. And this time I'm planning to invite at least 10 mentors. Mentors means those who are working on this role as a statistical programmer. And I believe hearing from different people who are working in different CROs gonna make an unique impact on you. But if I have to answer this question, surely I'll answer this. See, you need to increase your visibility in 2025. You need to attract people in 2025. You need to be active on LinkedIn. Every third day, you should post something related to statistical programmer, like difference between protocol and SAP, difference between spec and mock shell, right? Difference between SDM and Adam, right? Difference between table listing or anything. This is just an example. And if you just put this content in a PPT and upload on LinkedIn, a lot of people may watch your post, they may share, and a lot of managers, seniors, or freshers, they might interact with your post, and your profile will be much visible. Okay. And first, build yourself in a solid way. Get all the checks done, means whatever the requirement is for this job requirement for this role is like SAS done, base SAS certification done, clinical done, creating SDM Adam table listing in clinical is done, and then if needs learning R is done, and then put the content on LinkedIn, apply regularly. Sure, you're gonna get the chance. Because to be frank, the crowd you see now, that is more, but the actual audience who are there at the end, that is less. But yeah, there is a concept of hiring cycle, right? So let's suppose if the hiring happened in 6 months and you got exhausted within 4 months, so you didn't waited for at least to complete one cycle, right? If in 6 months hiring is happened and you just completed 6 months back, so you have to wait for 6 months. Let's suppose this month I have completed my training. Let's assume last month the hiring happened. So after 5 months again the hiring will happen, most probably. See, small hirings happened at any time. There is no limit. That's why you should keep applying. But big hirings happen in a pattern within a span of 6 months. But for a fresher, they should not wait for 6 months. They should keep applying regularly, because you never know from where and when you can get the interview. Okay. So you should continuously be in the process and become better. That is what you have to do. This is what I can suggest. And maybe further, once you join the webinar, there we can hear from different people who are working in different companies. So they might have something unique to share. So at that time we can discuss. Sagar, so my wife have banking background. She's working with ICICI Bank for almost 3 years. She started to learn Power BI, SAP, FICO by herself. Please guide course she should learn, focus on. In banking, if you learn instead of Power BI and SAP, FICO, if you learn SAS and Python, it's gonna help you a lot. Like for your wife Sagar, if she learns SAS, because in banking, SAS is used a lot in the top roles. So SAS and Python, if she learns, it's gonna help a lot along with Power BI. So SAP FICO is also a good option, but what you can look around, like, because as I know, ICICI is using SAS as well. So I would suggest SAS, Python, and then Power BI and SAP FICO. Or maybe depend upon the team she is, in whichever team she is, what is the requirement of team, she can just see her seniors, managers, or what are the other people, like whatever her role is. I don't know her role, like she's having data analyst or fraud analyst, what's her role, because depend upon the role, the need of tools may vary, right? Business analyst, data engineer, fraud analyst, right? So what she can do, she can just check the people who are working in top banks or investment bank on her role, okay, or on the role she is working, and just check other people who are working in the top banks with the same role, which tools they are using, and the same tools she can prefer. Okay. What should candidate, or if you want, you can arrange one-to-one counseling session with us and maybe we can discuss in detail. Vishnu Priya, what should candidate focus on when it comes to SDM Adam? What specifically to prepare? See, first go through CDISC. First understand what is CDISC before jumping to, because CDISC is the organization who creates this SDM IG and Adam IG, right? So first go through CDISC, then go through SDM IG. Okay. Now in SDM IG you might find 70, 80 or 100, 200 pages. But you don't have to go through 70, 80 or 100 pages. Just ask to Google what are the things I need to read as a fresher from SDM IG. Just ask to chat GTP or Google. It will give you in a concise way, okay, these many pages you should read. Okay. And just allow me for a minute. Hello. हाँ ट्राई करो, और अभी मैं आपको ऐसा हो तो थोड़ी देर बाद में कॉल करता हूँ अमोल, मैं एक लाइव सेशन कर रहा हूँ तो उसमें हूँ मैं. ओके हाँ. So yeah, I forgot the yeah. So this is what you have to focus on. And once you go through CDISC, once you go through SDM IG, once you go through Adam IG, don't go through the whole documents because there are so many pages you won't able to remember. Go through the fundamental concept and understand the fundamental concept. Then understand how to create SDM data set. Create at least 4 or 5 data sets. 4 or 5 SDM data set, then create at least 4 or 5 Adam data set. Understand the data set. Why the data name is AE, adverse event? Because it's gonna store adverse event, right? Right? Which are the important variables in this AE data set? Like AE term, it's gonna contain the adverse event name, right? Like rashes. Rashes is one of the term, right? Name of an adverse event, it can be like, it can be a side effect of the study drug. So understand why the data name is given like this, exposure, right? Because it's gonna contain the study drug exposure data, right? So why the data name is given like this? Why the variable name is given this? What I'm doing in this variable? Okay, understand your data set, understand your variable, and understand why I'm doing this programming. If I'm using the logic first dot, why I'm using, there is a requirement, right? So understanding why is very much important. So if you're clear with the data set, That is enough. Okay, how to create data set and why, especially the variables. If you're clear with the variables, most of the things you're gonna clear with. It's not Vishnu definitions and terminologies. The main agenda is understanding your variables. Like, what is the difference between RF STDTC and RF X STDTC, right? And what is the difference? Why the variable name? What is the full form of the variable? Why I'm using this logic? Okay. And if it is a start date is like defined by what? How it is defined, the start date? It is a study start date. It is the date when the informed consent got signed, or it is a date when patient have taken the drug. Understanding the psychology, that is the clinical part, and then understanding the coding. Why I'm doing this coding? Because both are connected. Okay. Elias, and R, you tell what are the packages are important for clinical. So Elias, as I'm not much working on R, maybe we can bring someone who are working on R, and then we can discuss on this. Okay. D Santosh, good evening, sir. Should we learn complete SQL like other programmers? Should we learn complete SQL? No, that is not needed. You just learn the SQL which is used in SAS, that is proc SQL. That is enough. Ilikanti, which company gives stability? Once you have knowledge now, each of the company is gonna give you stability, right? Because you are one of the important candidate for the company. If you are not there, their work will not go. See, companies are built by people like you and me. So if you are a good candidate, even if you are an out of 10, if you can rate yourself 6 or 7, you are a very important employee for the company. The problem companies are facing mostly with the people, if I can rate them 3 or 4, but still companies need to keep them as well, to keep their mechanism, keep going, to show the strength to the client, to keep the numbers ongoing. So yeah, so if you are able to anytime rate yourself 7 or 6, it means each of the company is going to take care, and they're going to give you the stability. And obviously, if you're a good candidate, you can just jump to the top company, whichever company who gives the stability of work-life balance. So instead of just giving you a one company name, I have decoded this psychology. I hope this is clear to you, Santosh. Not Santosh, Nilikanti, Shiva, sorry. Nidhi, I'm an MSc postgraduate, which go for clinical data management, already doing PG in diploma from. So you are doing MSc postgraduate, wish to go for clinical data management, already doing PG diploma. You are doing PG diploma in clinical data management, Nidhi? If you want, Nidhi, a detailed discussion, you can book one-to-one counseling session. You'll find the link in this in the description of this video. Okay, so you can book the counseling session, and we'll have one-to-one discussion where I can share you in detail. Because I believe whenever you are taking calls for your career now, so there should be a proper discussion. There are some questions which can be answered directly, yes or no, or this and this. But I need two-way communication. Here what happens, I'll ask something, you'll answer, and again, so that is a lengthy process. But still, first I would like to know, are you doing PG diploma in clinical data management or where? And coming to softwares, like I will suggest, instead of CDM, go for statistical programmer, because if you prepare yourself for statistical programmer, you get the knowledge of CDM as well almost. So you get eligible for CDM role as well. So you get two benefits if you prepare yourself for statistical programmer. Okay. And already I have made a lot of videos, statistical programmer course, syllabus. Just go and check on my channel. Clinical SAS course, syllabus, everything. She wants to switch to IT. Okay. You are saying this for your wife, right? But what's her current role? Nilikantish, which type of laptop is used? See, a laptop which is having 8 or 16 GB RAM, that is enough for this, learning SAS or R or Python. So if you're having a laptop with 16 GB RAM or 8 GB RAM, you can make it. A good laptop with 16 GB RAM and i5 is fine. See, i7 laptops are a little bit costly, but if you have the pocket, you should go for the best, right? But I believe a laptop which is having 16 GB RAM and i5, that's enough. But if you have the range, go for i7. Nidhi Tal, is statistical background mathematics needed? No, it's not like that. Statistical programmer is the role. All the analysis will be done by the software. After the invention of calculators, so some of the people were expert, but still what they were doing in calculator, because calculator will give the very accurate number within seconds. Same way softwares are there, Nidhi. All the statistics models calculation will be done by the software, and software is much more capable. Let's suppose if lakhs of record are there, if 1,000 record is there, even if 100 records are there, the calculation might take 5 minutes, 2 minutes for you, right? But if you give it to the software, it might give the output in seconds, right? So all the statistical models or mathematics calculations are run by the softwares. You just need to learn how to operate the software. It's like let's suppose you don't need to you don't need to create cars to drive cars. Car is already there, you just need to learn how to drive the car. You got the concept, right? Same way softwares are already there who are much capable, feeded with how to do the calculation and models, statistical models. You just need to able to operate software. You need to learn the software. I hope you got this. And the question is statistical background mathematics. No. For CDM or statistical programmer role, if you belong from computer science as well, or data science, or life science, okay, or pharmacy, so you are eligible. And if you are from statistics or mathematics background, or biology, or any of this biotechnology, so that is also good. All these backgrounds, the people who are having these backgrounds from this educational background, they are totally eligible. She's an MBA in finance and wants to join corporate, come out from banking. Okay. So Sagar, it will be much better if you arrange one-to-one counseling session with her. You'll find the link in the description for one-to-one counseling. Okay. So there we can do two-way communication, and I can suggest her the roadmap. Nidhi Tal, yes sir, clinical research, one module in CDM. Okay. Missing how much salary can I get in small CRO? See, working on these roles, statistical programmer, some companies pay 7 to 8 LPA to freshers, some companies pay 4 to 5 LPA, and some companies pay 3 LPA as well. But the companies which pay 3 LPA, they are mostly small CROs, 3, 4 LPA. They are very small CRO. But once you work in that company, the company have to give you good hike, because the demand of this role is high, right? The grade is high. They have to give you a hike, good hike, to retain you. Because after 1 or 2 years of experience, the market is ready to pay you up to 8 or 10 LPA. That is the reality of market. If you get 1 to 2 years of experience as a statistical programmer, even you started your journey with 3 LPA, in the market you can get 8 to 10 LPA. That is the reality. So obviously your company will give you some good hike to retain, and if they are not giving you good hike, get the knowledge, give the stability, because they have given you some they have given you the opportunity when no one was giving you the opportunity. Give some stability, give some output, good business to them, and then switch the company. See, any CRO is good until unless you are getting the knowledge from them, you are learning. Okay. So, guys, I can see 11 people, but I can see only 3 likes. So 11 people, at least there should be 11 likes, right? Okay, okay, okay. So let's wait for another 5 minutes. If we are getting some questions, we're gonna discuss, or else we're gonna wind up this discussion. And guys, those who are preparing to prepare, those who are thinking to go for statistical programmer role, having the background of statistics, mathematics, computer science, or pharmacy or life science background, or biotechnology background. So if they are planning to go for statistical programmer role, so we are giving the training for statistical programmer, biostatistician role. So you can connect to us on this 11th or 12th of October. We are going to start a new batch. So you can connect me if you want to join that batch. And even my number is there. If you just go and check in the channels, the title, you will get my number, that is 8733986003. So I think I've taken most of the question. Let's take some last questions. Narsinga, where will we get to learn more, in small CRO and MNC? See, if you get MNC, just get into MNC, but don't get into comfort zone. In MNCs, what happens? Sometimes we get into comfort zone. MNC have a lot of work, but MNC is not in pressure that they want to get the work done from you. They have huge amount of funds as well, and huge number of employees as well. So they are not in hurry. So you have to make yourself that I want to learn, so I'll learn it. I'll not be in the comfort zone. But in CRO, you don't get in small CROs, small companies, you don't get that comfort zone, because they are paying you. They want the output from you as soon as possible. So they make you to work on the things, and you learn by default. And they give you a lot of work. There is no limitation. So the learning happens more by default because they want the output from you. The motive is very clear, as soon as possible. Whereas in big CROs, they are not in hurry. They have the standard structure, standard process, standard work, define things. Their process is smooth, kind of. Sometimes we get into comfort zone, not there. They give the flexibility. That is what you don't get in small CROs mostly. Not all the small CROs, but 90% of them. I hope this is clear to you, Narsinga. Prosenjit, Prosenjit. Sir, during big hirings, how many vacancies are there approx in CRO? In one CRO, they might hire 10, 12, or 15, the big ones. But there are many CROs. Just get the numbers. Like in India, there are almost 20, 30, 40 big CROs are there. And then there are 2, 300 maybe, or more than that, small CROs are there. The number is huge. And you want, guys, always don't see the crowd. You are not the crowd. You are not 100 people. You are one. You want one vacancy for you. And make it eligible yourself. Like, make yourself one of the best candidate, that whenever you get the interview, it's not like that I want to learn along with SAS, R as well, Python as well, this as well. Keep your fundamentals clear. First, you should be very clear with SAS. This is what they're going to assume. Then the clinical, and then some part of R. That's enough. Keep your fundamentals clear. Whatever you are, if your fundamentals are clear, they're going to be very happy in the interview. And this is what today in the morning webinar, even I think Ashutosh have shared the same. He told the same. If your fundamentals are clear, because in the morning one fresher asked this questions, the same question you have asked. So okay. So guys, and if you enjoyed this, not enjoyed, if you found this live session useful, so maybe in the coming days we might try, I can try this, that having multiple mentors, multiple peoples from different companies in the live discussion, if it is possible. So let's see. And if you found really this video useful, give and like to this video. And if you have any questions, we are about to end this discussion, you can quickly ask me, because then we are going to end this stream, guys. So Sakshi Gupta, does the medical coding experience count for SaaS job? Sakshi, not exactly, but let's suppose if 5 people are there, right? If 5 people are there, so out of 5 people, 2 candidates are like they are having some relevant experience, 1-2 year of experience on some relevant role in within the same industry. So company is gonna feel that these 2 candidates, they have relevant knowledge as well, as they have worked in the same industry but in different role, and they have this knowledge as well. So if your interview is going good, if you are able to perform good, so your chances are good to get hired, and your chances are good if you're working in the same company for 1, 2, 3, 4 years, they're going to promote you early, because as you're having some relevant experience, you're going to perform well compared to a fresher who's going to learn even the basic things, how to behave, how to do the technical things. So you're going to work in a better way, your performance is going to be better. So your experience might help in two ways. One, in getting selected, because companies might feel that on this candidate who is having relevant experience, we don't need to spend much time, because few of the things they already know. Okay. And second, in long go, if you're working in the same company, if they have to promote, they might choose you over anyone else if you're performing good in your current role, because they might try to count your existing experience as well, that this candidate Sakshi is having 2-3 years of relevant experience as well, so let's promote her, she is performing well as well on the current role as well. So kind of, I hope this is clear to you. Narsinga, should we learn SQL before learning SAS? No, you should learn SAS first. SAS, then clinical, and then R. And then get the base SAS certification if you want, if it is possible. Okay. So guys, if you're still there in the session, give some thumbs up, like, and for now, I think I have taken most of the question. I cannot see any questions in the comment box. So we can end this live discussion. And guys, at the end, let me tell you, when 7-8 years back, when I started my journey, so for me, getting an IT job or good job or high paying job was a dream. Once I have achieved that dream, then it became a normal thing for me. I felt like there was no as such motivation, and I started feeling like now my interest is shifting, and it went to teaching. I started doing that for 4-5 years. Now I felt that my interest from teaching technical, it is shifting to some other ways, teaching only, but it's going more into the mentorship and little bit in other things, but it's getting back from the technical. So what I've seen, for you, what is the success now or the dream now, maybe after a few years it will be common for you. So at that time, again, you have to choose something, you have to again start from scratch, maybe, or not scratch, you have to again decide something for you which you can enjoy or move further. I don't know how to explain, but this is what I have seen in life. So life is unstoppable. If you give, if you listen to yourself, life is unstoppable. If you get into comfort zone, so much comfort zone, then you will get a good job, you will get trapped, and you'll earn, spend. But what I feel, so whatever challenges you are facing, whatever questions you are getting, you want to get these questions after 4-5 years again, even after achieving. That is what life is. So never feel like whatever happening with me that is good, or I'm getting frustrated in the process is so much bad. This is what you have to learn. If you'll able to break through this from this pattern one time, you can break out this pattern multiple times. And this is what life is. It is unstoppable. That is what I can share you right now. And that's all, guys. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye, everyone, and good night, everyone. Bye bye.